Bragging rights, 42 years. It's really kind of a unique deal that it's lasted that long. We've seen so much change over the course of time, and even in the last 10 years, from 16 to 18 to 20 games, and for this game to continue has been a really good thing. I hope the weather doesn't hinder fans. Doesn't sound like it's going to be a real good day, but I hope fans can plan accordingly. And I heard every ticket was sold, which makes for a great atmosphere, a great game. Dennis has done a phenomenal job. He's implemented a ton of transfers. They're very, very old. They've gotten old through the transfer portal. They're a team that plays very fast. They're number one in the country in transition points. They're a team that can really get it going in transition. They play a lot of 5-out. They play a lot of, they press some of the same things that we do. And, they've done that to a 10-1 start. So with their one loss being to Kansas, who arguably be one of the better teams in the country. So we'll have to play well. They play extremely hard. They're very, very deep. They play a bunch of guards. They're not an overly big team, but they're very effective. Kobe Brown's, again, being a player that's experienced this game. There's not a lot on either side that have experienced it. I think that's the new world we're in with the portal. But obviously Coleman, RJ, Luke's not playing. Those are our guys that have experienced this game. So we're making our guys aware of the what it's all about and how long it's lasted. And we're through finals. We've had a couple of days of two-a-days, doing a lot of shooting, and then practicing here in the afternoon. So good week of practice, and I thought we did some great things against Alabama A&M, especially on the defensive side. Got a little bit out of kilter on the offensive side, but again, did what we needed to do for a 20-point win, and just got to continue to work and get better.
Coach, what are you expecting to get from Zach this year, and how long do you think it'll take to get him up to speed?
No idea. He's again a guy that I haven't seen in terms of conditioning. That's a process. We're not going to rush the process. He'll have the opportunity to get a lot of scout team minutes. Jeff Alexander has worked he's put in a ton of time in helping Zach get here, go through the process, the recruitment, everything that's involved, multiple trips overseas. So we're obviously very, very excited about that one. And it's nice to see him going to wear the orange and blue, and we'll do all the evaluations later. We just get him through the process, and excited to be able to announce that.
Is he presently here, or when do you expect him to be in Champaign?
He's on campus. He's on campus going through all of his, once his admissions stuff is officially sealed, he could be here. So, but he's got all the blood work and physicals and paperwork and compliance and all those things to go through. So, it's a great opportunity, because we are in over the Christmas break, and no classes involved. He can get a lot of work in with Fletch on the conditioning side, and then a ton of film time to get up to speed with what we're doing.
From the development standpoint, what's the value of getting him here versus if you would have had to add him after this season?
Yeah, mid-semester guys are the best guys ever. And they just learn your terminology. They have a chance to practice every single day. They get, he'll get 50, 60 practices in, which you get here at the end of the year. In today's world, who knows what you get? You may not be able to work out a whole bunch until, the summer, because you don't know what your team looks like. So, the opportunity for him to be here and be associated with it, get a feel for it, practice every day is huge.
When did you maybe have the idea or get the idea that he could be here now?
I don't have a great answer for that because it's just been a work in progress literally since the spring, since we've signed him. And, there's, without getting into all the particulars of it, it's Jeff has done yeoman's work. It's our academic support staff, the process has not been without challenges, obviously, and we signed him in the spring. Yeah, it's just been an ongoing process. We had no idea a month ago, 6 weeks ago, what this, would really look like. We just stayed diligent with our commitment to him, and with his work ethic, he stayed very committed, and it paid off for him.
You have this game to play with your current team. So, what are some keys to the game for your players?
Transition is one, and then not turning the ball over. They're playing like we played here year 1 and 2. They're up the line, denying, overplaying, making every catch hard. They did that against Kansas, and then their last game they played a lot of zone, and so it's a little bit of a mixed bag from that side of things. But you do have to take them out of transition. They're an elite 3-point shooting team. The honor kid made 5 threes, I think, in 4.5 minutes. The other night he can really get going. Hodges is a terrific scorer as well. We all know about Kobe Brown. Kobe's a guy that's a veteran, and he's 12, 13 points a game. He gets them in post-ups and can step out and shoot a 3. So they're a well-rounded basketball team, and you have to do a very, very good job. They play extremely hard, and they've got tremendous depth. And they just run those guys at you, and you've got to be able to not turn the ball over.
You mentioned that not a lot of your guys have gone through this bragging rights experience before. Do you think they're getting it? Do you think they understand, what this game means to the University of Illinois?
Well, I think it's hard to simulate because it's such a unique experience. Now, obviously, I think that playing in the Garden, playing in some of these atmospheres, playing UCLA, playing top quality teams helps. The rivalry comes from outside so much, and it's the talk, it's the buzz from the fans and the alumni, and that's great. We can only talk about it, but till they truly have to live that, and the uniqueness of that game, half their fans, half our fans, you don't see that. And we're trying to make it a point of emphasis, and we're trying to make it a point that we've got to play a good basketball team and go win.
After looking at the film after the last game, what were some things that encouraged you to kind of look to address offensively?
There's simple things. You can't 1-foot jump. We had 4 charges, and they blocked 7 shots. And one of the things that is very simple is we want to crease the paint. We call it crease the paint. We want to touch the paint. Last year we did that with post entries to Kofi. This year we're trying to get the ball in there off the bounce. But one of the big adjustments you have to make is you can't 1-foot jump. You've got to come to a 2-foot stop, and you've got to play under control. And they did a great job of picking up, taking charges. And their big kid blocked 7 shots. And there's sprays there, there's reads there. We did a good enough job getting to where we needed to get to. We just did a good enough job of executing.
I know you talked about maybe not sure what to expect out of Zach in terms of game minutes, but just with a handful of games under your belt and roles being established or having been established, how do you integrate somebody new to that without,
There'll be a lot of individual work. There'll be a lot of film work just to get up to date, and then we'll put him on the scout team and let him see what game speed is like, what the intensity is like, what we do on both ends of the court, the speed we play with. One of the big challenges is conditioning. You don't want to put somebody out here who's for extended periods of time who's not in great shape, and that's when they get hurt. Injuries happen. That's a big part of it with Fletch, and so it's a gradual process. It's a build-up, and like I said, it's to his benefit. We're on Christmas break, and we get the opportunity to have multiple practices and the freedom to get him in and watch a lot of film.
India.
All these practices here this next week, 2 weeks, and are you seeing what you want out of practice?
Yeah, I think that it's we missed it last year because we had COVID and we didn't practice for 9 or 10 days. And this time of year is a coach's dream because it's, we can get really isolated. Right now we're doing a lot of shooting, a lot of dummy stuff in the morning and execution. In the afternoon, we come back, we go an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes, and it's more on the defensive side and then live. And you can do a lot of shooting. The players don't have class responsibility, so they can come hook the guns up. They can come in here and get shots. They can grab a coach and do individual work. And over the course of years, we've shown significant improvement, not only in individual numbers but in our team numbers, and that comes from Christmas break.
Is RJ full go? Anything lingering with the shoulder?
Yeah, it's still sore. He's still fighting some of that. He's still, fighting some tenderness on that. He's been in practice. He was tremendous defensively the other night. Grabbed some, some rebounds. But to say he's pain free, is not the case yet. But there's nothing structurally wrong with it. The MRIs are clean. It's just sore, and it's going to be something that he's going to have to continue to play through.
I guess a week and a half or so after, challenging these guys, man, their leadership, their effort. Just have you seen maybe more growth response from that? Just as you get into this period, it's
a great locker room. We got good guys, and it's about it's about pushing them beyond, being able to push them to the next level. And I think that's one of the things that practice does, is allows you to help them grow and for them to gain chemistry, for them to gain belief in each other, for the guys who are maybe haven't been playing as well, to gain confidence because they get in the gym and work and we practice. And that's the beauty of practice is it's about improvement. And if we never practice, we'd never get better. And if you don't work, you never get better. And it's the conditioning piece, it's the piece with Fletch, staying stronger, it's cleaning up your rehab responsibilities and recovery responsibilities so your body feels good. It's all those things. And we grow. We're a very young team. And I've said it, second youngest in Power 5. And so this team still has to learn how to be a really good college player and all the responsibilities that go along with that. But we'll get better every day.
I mean, to pick up 2 big wins, UCLA, Texas, like you did early, did that make it seem like the figured out process had maybe fast tracked, or was that, or no, did you not see that?
No, we played those games for a reason. I think that shows what we're capable of being. But it's a really, really long season. And I don't care what you go through. Finals week is really hard. This time of year gets to be a struggle. You guys have no idea what student athletes go through during finals week. It's brutal. It's hard. It's tiring. You never play your best during finals week, and yet it's about still continuing to grow and maximize. And I think UCLA is as good a basketball team as there is in the country. In my opinion, UCLA and Kansas are probably the 2 best teams playing the best right now. It's a great win. Beating Texas, great win, no doubt. Had a chance against Virginia. Didn't do some things very well. But we've also had moments where we've not played well. And those are the things that, as a coach, we ultimately try to eliminate, are those down days and figuring out how to win when things aren't right or you don't have the right ability to execute on offense, or the ball doesn't go in. And that's what we always try to plan for. So there's a tremendous amount of growth there. And again, we're playing 5 freshmen. I count Dane as a freshman. So there's going to be a lot of growth with those guys, and I'm excited about that.
Would you be able to identify guys on the roster right now that their impact or productivity isn't dictated by their offense? Do you have guys right now that you feel good about that?
Sure. I think there's there's no doubt that, you know, we've got a couple of veterans and Matt. Matt's probably playing as good a basketball as he's played in his career. He's averaging 19 or 20 a game in his last 3 and 9 rebounds. And, you know, Terrence has proven he can be the best player in the country. I mean, he was that against UCLA. And, you know, getting that consistency out of him, you know, he just finds a way to get 17 or 18 every night. Coleman's a trigger. You know, Coleman makes a lot of things happen for a lot of people. Have we been inconsistent in some other spots and times? Yeah, but that's the game. There's nights that Trent, as a veteran, had 2 and he had 18. That's the game of basketball. But I think we've got a really good idea where we want to go with the ball. Dane's been dominant at times, so I think we've got an idea of where we want to get the ball and who we want to get in their hands and then play around.
I know you said you liked Matt's fire in that under 10 and the way he closed that game out. Has that carried over? Is that maybe, I know we asked on Saturday, kind of a jumping off point for him leadership-wise here? Like, do you see carry over since then?
He's had really good weeks of practice. I mean, Matt's been, you know, incredible. I mean, he's been a guy that has gotten better since the day he got here. And I mean, you know, just from his conditioning to his health to his ability to play, he's as talented a player as we've had in this gym. And you know, individually he's very gifted. I mean, he can do a lot of things, and you know, expecting that from him is what we do every day. And he's, I like Matt a lot because I can push his buttons and he reacts, and he can be about the have the ability to go change outcomes, and not a lot of people have that, and that's a very unique quality to have. Io had that quality, Kofi had that quality, so does Matt.
Have so many new players like Terrence and Matt as freshmen. What's kind of the process of getting